Hey everyone, this is Louey7 and I am streaming The Lord of the Rings online. I am back on Loueyden. It has been quite a while since I have played him. But I am back on him, and of note, the stream was delayed. I planned to have it about an hour earlier, but I had a bad headache and was not really feeling like I could stream. I was actually worried I'd have to totally cancel that today, but I am feeling better, so am able to stream. I will be, just so everybody knows, probably doing a much shorter stream than I usually do. It'll probably be close to an hour, but I still wanted to stream today, especially since I'm well enough to. But I will be back to Minas Morgul questing on Loueyden, and that's why I was super excited this morning when I was like scheduling the stream and just working on getting prepared for it. Because it has been a long time since I've actually quested in Minas Morgul on Loueyden, even though I'm having so fun with it. It's been, I think, over a week now since I did anything on him. I don't remember exactly, or over a week since I've done questing. I think I did another stream focusing more on group content, at least the group content I can do. And all I was doing there to get set up was get my subscriber town service thing, really. Otherwise, I just saw I need to reforge my allies. A lot of my inventory space is getting filled up again with loot boxes. Actually, I don't remember if I did this during a stream, but at one point I put all my loot boxes up on the auction house and they all sold. So that was good news for this character, getting a little bit of my gold back. It's not really that much gold from those, but just a random thing. And also, I know I have had issues in the past with streams. I brought it up, it seems like so many recent streams, just because there have been issues, but so far everything is actually working as normal with this one, which is super weird, and all the audio and stuff is working, which is all good, of course. I know my inventory is actually really full, so one thing I think I'm going to do is I need these. So these little boxes I got from doing the solo instances. I haven't actually done any of the group content instances for Minas Morgul. I've just done the solo versions. All of the group content I've done on this character has been either like featured instances, which I have ran the 2 recent featured instances. It was very nice discovering that those are sort of relevant. You still get some nice stuff for them. I guess I can move while I'm looking at this and talking, so we're not just like sitting there doing nothing. Also changed his outfit to be more relevant to what I was doing, but I like this light blue look. It somehow fits very well here in Minas Morgul, to me at least. But with this, I want the base combat damage modifier thing. Yeah, the sealed glowing Ithil rune of striking, and that will get me up with the base damage of my weapon. So I think I just chose that. Select. There we go. And then I have to still take that to a relic master, but I got another box. I actually don't even know when I got this one, but I did get another box, and I think I can get more agility or vitality. I would say agility, but having more morale would be nice. I could go ahead and just get a rune and get some physical mastery in. Yeah, that one would be pretty straightforward. I think the physical mastery and critical rating, so maybe I'll get that one for now. I can just boost my allies up a little bit here with those. It's something I've been meaning to do anyway, so I have to deconstruct those relics to actually get the relics first of all. That's all I need to do there, and then I should just be able to slot them right away, I think. Oh, did I get 2 runes? Wow. That is okay. Actually, the javelin, I need the damage one as well. I think I totally messed that up, but that is okay. We learned from that, I guess. I learned from that at least. That for some reason I thought the one with the base damage combat modifier thing, the striking one here, was a setting and not a rune, so that's why I got the second rune on accident, but can I not? Oh, did somebody already loot that chest and that's why I couldn't loot it? We'll say my FPS seems oddly low. What is it at? It's kind of 50 and 60. It could be because I have these windows open or something. For some reason I can't loot these chests. Maybe I thought maybe the other one somebody ran and got because it disappeared, but I won't worry too much about that. We can go ahead and get moving on to where we need to go. But for my actual LI, the panel I had open for my spear, I'll go ahead and not replace Legacy. I want to slot the relic. And now I have the good one there. The old relic I had is the Veils of Anduin one. For like my javelin, for example, I don't even... This would actually be an upgrade. The only consideration is maybe the Relic Master deconstructing it for shards. Oh, I know why I'm lagging. I opened... It's Chrome doing all the CPU taking up stuff that it likes to do. So I am just going to, and whatever Chrome process is doing that, yeah, there. And we should be good. It actually hasn't happened too recently, but I guess today Chrome decided to do that. Anyway, we can get out of all these UI panels, and I think I turned the wrong way. I'm going slowly up these towers, but at least I am getting some stuff done with all the good old UI stuff I need to do along the way. The only other thing I wanted to do before actually jumping straight into the questing again was all these things. I wanted to see if they are somewhat okay priced. I think I sold all of mine around 6 or 7 gold before. They're already down to a few hundred silver. I really don't know what's going on with the prices of these loot boxes, why they seem to sell for a lot sometimes and then sometimes very cheap, but I'll go ahead and just ignore those for now, I think. Okay, so I need to go in one more tower, I believe. Yeah, we're actually going really slow through this. But after this one, I think I'm ready to enter the next circle. So I have the Circle of Madness quest, and I think I'm just ready to do that finally. It took a while for me to get cleaned up here in the Circle of Sorrow. I think that's the one I've been stuck on for a while. Or it could even be the Circle of Madness. I mean, I don't know why I went that way. I don't remember. For some reason I'm thinking this is the one that's right behind it, the exit for this tower. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Circle of Madness. Circle of Sorrow also took me a while, but even Circle of Madness, I went through like my clear and I got pretty much everything, and then there were just a couple things I had to run around a bunch for, and it just took a little bit to get settled because of that. But the quest I have, the one I'm going to do, I'll ignore the Silver Court for now because that is to defeat somebody, and as far as I know, I should actually double check this, but as far as I know, that is one of the daily quests. Minas Morgul, enter the rumor chant, yeah, the continued threats, those are the ones that are like repeatable that I don't need to do right away, but do get some nice stuff. So this is the green one. This is right here to the tower I need to be, so that was quick. But today I mentioned that this would probably be a shorter stream, maybe around an hour or so would be kind of my estimate, at least right now. So with that, I just plan to get settled into the next circle and maybe complete the first quest set if that's where it leads. There are a lot of signatures here, a lot of these dread guards. This character is getting a little bit more squishy, so I do have to be careful, but I still like to try to pull as many as I can, especially with the Warden being so damage over time focused. This is kind of scary, but these armors aren't actually activated, they're actually just armors. They're not kind of living armors like the ones you see in Dol Guldur and even around here in Minas Morgul. But yeah, with the Warden's just damage over time focused gameplay, you can put a couple dots on your enemy and then you're good to continue pulling if you can survive as you keep pulling more. But all these damage over times and even the AoEs I use here, actually I am taking too much damage, but if you can survive it, it just makes stuff go by pretty quickly. I'm gonna turn my volume on my speaker down a little bit. With all the Warden shouting, it gets a little bit loud. Okay, so this is a weird one. They have all of these set up differently, but this is the weirdest one so far. It's just a bunch of signatures, which I guess makes a little bit of sense because you're kind of going to the top circle, and I don't know if this is the toughest one because the one with the Morgul, I think, inside, if I even remember correctly that there was one like that, but I think I remember one of them getting stunned and having some tactical damage dealt to me. So I have secured the first floor, but I don't know. Here are the stairs. Oh, now I have to defeat these things. What are they called? Nazguls? For some reason I totally forgot the name of these type of mobs. Kargals, that's what they are. If I remember correctly, Nazguls are kind of like just even more evil, like a higher rank Kargal in a way. I'm not sure with the Lord of the Rings lore how that works, because I thought they were kind of uncommon in that, like there weren't many Kargals and Nazguls, but there seemed to be a lot in LOTRO. They're the regular NPC, the regular like unnamed mob ones, no name mob ones would be a better way to put it, that we see in Minas Morgul, but there were also a few, I think, more specific ones in Mordor Besieged. They were Nazguls though, as far as I know. Don't know why I opened my map, but I need to defeat another enemy somewhere, I think. Okay, I'll at least use Force Smart so I can run around trying to find what I missed a little bit quicker. I don't think I did this whole full floor. Here they are. And it looks like I still need even more, so I'm going to guess they're on the opposite end here. That does look to be the case. Yeah, it's actually really fun. I was already excited before I started the stream, of course, to be getting back to the Minas Morgul questing. I think the little bit of a break from it I had was good, just because that let me get recharged and re-energized and just excited again after some of the stuff in Minas Morgul. It's just been like progressing through the circle, so it's taking a while, which is okay. It's been fun, but having a little bit of a break was a good thing. It was just unintended that I took such a long break specifically from the questing. I had fun going through those solo instances all the times I did it, but then I started even doing those for like when I do my regular video type things, getting background gameplay, and some of them you all haven't seen yet, but like running through Halls of Black Lore again and doing all that for just background gameplay. I will have that stuff upcoming more in upcoming Warden guides, and I don't really know what I've used when with my past videos, so like the ones where I was talking about War of the Three Peaks, I think most of that gameplay was on Loueyden because he's the most relevant character for me to have something at least somewhat relevant as I talk about whatever topic that one. I don't know why I'm using Exaltation of Battle. Could have used the other thing, Resolution, but I needed the damage more than I needed the heal, and I can actually just run away from them now, and that'll prevent me from taking damage. Okay, I should not have used power attack there. I should have at least gotten that to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 1. Actually, now I don't even need a bleed, but that's okay. I might be about to get stunned. I don't know what this does. It is a root, it looks like. That actually looks like every enemy, so I should probably... Oh, here's the Overseer. So it was not every enemy. Or it was every enemy and then just unlocked this one. Okay. he should be going down very quickly with all those bleeds, and he did. So this tower is secure, and it looks like all the unliving armors are still here. I guess I can talk to either ranger. I was just making sure I didn't need to turn in a quest before I actually turned in the finishing the tower, securing the tower quest. So I'm interested to see what this last circle has. I have explored it a little bit just naturally from questing in the other one and bouncing around a little bit with the exploration mainly, but I am curious because it's the last circle, so I expect it to be a lot of like very tough enemies. Tougher than what we've seen, and maybe more group content type enemies. I'm not really sure as far as landscape goes what there is, because of course I haven't done it. I don't think I actually want any of these quest rewards in my inventory. I'm actually going to yeah, that's that character's name. I'm going to send a lot of these to my alt just to get them out of my inventory. These are definitely something I could destroy. I talked about this last time I went through organizing these a little bit, organizing my inventory. But because I have sold them for like 5, 6, 7 gold, somewhere around there, I don't remember the exact amount, but because I have sold them for that much, after I sell like 10 or 20, that'd be a somewhat significant amount, at least somewhat significant for me at this point. I'm still running. I could actually move this and do it way faster while I'm talking, but that's the reason that at least so far I am saving them a little bit. Oh, that one I don't need to. I can just open that one. I think there's one I didn't attach, but oh, I actually did attach them all, but that is okay. And then I can destroy this for Embers of Enchantment, but I do want to make sure, just see how many. Okay, I'm at 3,400 Embers of Enchantment, so I am safe on that. Eventually I think I can get gear pieces from Embers of Enchantment. Alright, so I got, as far as I know, this is the last tower, so that's pretty exciting. I actually need to, this is weird because the other towers, the other circles, I got a quest to complete like 10 or 15 quests or whatever in the circle. And this one, not only do I not know where to go to exit, but is this door, I'm guessing this door is the exit and not the entrance, because I entered up steps if I remember correctly. But this one, it looks like I just got a couple random quests in the landscape. Now I have to defeat Ongul. Guarded Court. So there's like the Song Court, the Silver Court, Court of Song, Guarded Court, Silver Court. I don't know if there are any more, but these are, it looks like 3 small fellowship dailies. I'm guessing like an elite master enemy and maybe a few ads with it. Kind of like Numenos. This reminds me of a Numenos. I haven't done a Numenos 2 recently. I think I did it probably about 2 years ago, pretty early into the legendary servers. But my orange quest, the Circle of Despair, that I have to turn in. Wait, I have to go back to the Circle of Despair to turn that in? Or am I... Oh, I'm in the Circle of Despair. I'm just at the top. I need to go to the lower section of it, it looks like. Okay. Because I have not been that far up. This is where I have gone when I've explored a little bit, and it is very weird. This looks like kind of Gondor people, Gondor children, and regular Gondor-looking adults. But they're shades, so I think the point is that they're evil and not actually them. So I have to aid him. So this is also a lot like a Numenos, where at one point you got an NPC to run around doing quests with. Looks like for the final circle they decided to add that. I think it's an okay style of questing. I don't have anything against it. I just really think it's interesting Minas Morgul is giving you all these different old questing styles that I've seen in old LOTRO compared to just some of the other more recent zones I've done. They've had either their own elements or just a consistent theme throughout. In Minas Morgul, the content has been fairly consistent throughout, but it just has some quests or some quest sets that are really throwback to some of the old questing styles that I've enjoyed. Hey SX FXCN09. Don't know if there's a shorter way to say the name, but you said my mic is fantastic, and that is good to know because in the past I don't think it has been so fantastic. Oh, a lot of lag here. Well, I'm still missing gambits from it a little bit. Oh well, at least the enemy died. I think I got 1 dot on him and finally actually had a somewhat strong gambit hit. I don't know which way I need to go around this circle. I was just kind of following stuff and then I don't even know why I went up at the top. Slain orc. I see a quest ring. Aha. I would say the only problem with my microphone right now... Oops. See, even these shades, they just look like regular NPCs, and having the quest rings going around doesn't help. I actually don't even know what I need to do. I'm just clicking things as I see them. I don't know if I'm freeing the weeping shades, what's going on with them. And of course searching the orcs, but otherwise I don't really know what I am searching the orcs for. Okay, I'm just offering comfort to the sorrowful shades. I guess it's the cackling shades that need to be defeated. And destroy orcish ladder bridges. Haven't seen any of those. Oops, did not mean to use goad there. So one of my upcoming Warden guides, I have 2 I think that are recorded, but I'll have more going on. I'm trying out a couple new guide series with that. Eventually they'll be up probably within the next couple weeks is what I'm hoping, but I actually kind of forgot earlier today, this morning, before I had to go do work. I was playing, I kind of forgot I had a low to mid-level Warden on Landreval, I think 37 or 8, somewhere around there. But I actually tried to do Bells of Dale. I thought that would just be interesting, add variety compared to the background gameplay I could have on my more set up Wardens, just to get something a little bit lower level. Another low level Warden I have is 20, and that was kind of too low level, but I thought it'd be interesting to try to solo Bells of Dale. It was a little bit tough at first. I actually found out that Warden has really bad gear, so it probably made it more interesting, but that should come up in a video. I don't know why I started that topic, but it was just something I was thinking about with the Warden, I guess. I don't know why I keep going up here. I was thinking there was something I need to do, and there's something I need to do up here, which is these are the ladder bridges. I was expecting them to be like sticking down from that circle up to here, but these just look like kind of shortcuts and a way up to the, either up to the top or from the top down. There is one more orange circle down at the bottom corner, but I think hopefully I can get enough just going this way, and there are specifically 8 of these ladder bridges. There's probably more quest items I need to get here, so Tears of Minas Ithil, I need to get that along the way too. And it looks like I got a new quest, Burn Twisted Pale Roots. Oops. Oh, I think I have that NPC who's helping me out, and that's why this laughing shade there randomly seemed to run away. With the Twisted Pale Roots, I don't know, it said burn them, but it looks like I can just defeat them and that will burn them. I feel like I'm using a lot of bad gambits. I keep accidentally using goad, which is actually okay because I get battle memory and that's alright. Yeah, I guess whenever I destroy them, it looks like that counts as burning. Makes sense if I was on a fire runekeeper or something, or a lore master, because all their skills actually do burn, but I don't think the warden without fire oils for their javelin skills have anything that's really fire. Light damage, I guess, could burn. Usually roots are very annoying mobs in LOTRO just because they're small and they're ranged, and sometimes they pack on the damage. I think the ones in Old Forest can do a decent chunk of damage. And here, I did also not mean to use recklessness there. I guess as far as like the gameplay goes, oh, I always saw all these mobs, but as far as the gameplay goes, just going a little bit slower today since it's a bit late for me and all that, but I always saw all these mobs on the mini-map from the Circle Up Madness, the one that's below this, and I didn't know what they were. It looks like it's mainly just the twisted pale roots here, which unfortunately they don't give me anything when I defeat them besides item XP, and I really don't care too much for that at this point. The only thing item XP really does for me, at least right at this moment, is so I can level up my LIs here, but I don't need them for this character, so I just deconstruct them and I can get some relics and things like that. I could always convert the relics to shards, but it's not really too much that I get from it. It's mainly for my alts, that like the heritage runes from that and all the XP I get from those. It would be useful for my alts. I have a lamp on behind me and it might be going out. I just saw it was flickering. But I need something southwest of here, and it looks like that is one of the Sorrowful Shades. And I keep meaning to go to this, and then I get distracted by what's actually going on in the game. At a Jade Gemstone to loot there. Yeah, I don't know why they randomly become invalid targets, because they're still there. It's not like they disappear like some shade type mobs do. Maybe they're meant to disappear and it just doesn't really display like that though. But otherwise for my quest, I do have to go back to the top, it looks like, to destroy more of those ladder bridges. So I think I'll go back around to the west and do that. Actually, I don't need to get on my mount. There are steps right here. I was just thinking I'd probably need to walk a little bit, it looked like, but I think this is right where I will need to be. Still have a messy inventory, but it's way cleaner than it was. I think at some point I'll try to organize my vault a little bit, because I just have a ton of old crafting stuff that I can really just send to basically my bank alt and get rid of that. So that would get rid of a lot of things. I have all these old potions that I don't really need, like getting 100 power. It ain't gonna be too much for me. I could send those to an alt. It looks like they're okay. Some of them are bound to this character. So yeah, my lamp just went out, but it's okay. There's still enough light here that I can see and don't need that on. Warden of War. I am a warden of... I still don't know what I'm a warden of. I am a Loueyden Warden, but I don't know that I'm a warden of Loueyden. Just cause that makes basically no sense at all. I don't know what I'm in combat with. I guess it's that NPC that's supposed to be following me around for the quest. I'll just keep moving along and hope he catches up or something. Oh, and another quest I have to do at some point. I don't know exactly where it is, but I think in this circle I can also... Oh. Okay, first off, I didn't know I was even building whatever gambit I used, the heal over time 3-2-1 gambit. But I'm guessing the NPC had aggroed all these enemies, and that's why they ran to me. Unfortunately, that meant I had to use a potion though, which, so potions, they used to be something I just very much so needed to save, because basically my entire time from level 105 to 120, I looted barely any potions on like every character that I went through. Mordor and Ironfold, those zones, Arid Mithrin, even Vales of Anduin, just all of those. I barely looted any potions ever. I don't know if the drop rate there was very low or what was going on, but at least I personally had bad luck with those potions, it seemed like. So it's actually nice in Minas Morgul on this character. I'm getting like a normal amount of potions basically, so it's not as big of a deal if I just randomly have to use one. So I just saw my Kolos home. That quest get tracked, so I actually need to find a couple more components. It looks like Kolos Gruz and Kolos Throck. That's a couple other things I can just do. While here, it looks like I passed, well, kind of passed both of those up. But I need to talk to the NPC and I have to summon him. Hey Blade Master, the Lord of the Rings Online has 130 levels, which is an insane amount. There's just so much content in this game for all these levels that they've added over the years, and oh, that's unfortunate. I saw those mobs, but by the time I actually saw somebody was dying, it was a little bit too late for me to help them, and it looks like the quest I got was actually this way, so that's kind of perfect area. Hey Rationalistic, good to see you again. These are actually signatures. And I removed a debuff, but it was not my silence, so I should... Wow, that silence is lasting forever. And on this character, I keep forgetting when I go to a shop to actually pick potions up on him. Like the debuff removal type potions. Alright, so as far as the quest I need to do here, there's actually a little note here. I don't know if I already got that or that's just not actually one of those Lost Lore type notes. What way do I want to go though? I don't think it really matters. What's the actual quest I need to do? Oh, the old bathhouse. So I want to explore up here just to see if there's anything up here. Keep misclicking my abilities. That's one thing about clicking, but I'm not sure if I was pressing buttons on the keyboard this whole time, if I'd be doing much better. He got some sort of induction. I don't know if it just did damage. Now I got rooted. That was a little bit of a delay. And now I'm silenced. In my debuff remover, it didn't remove the silence. It should. It's not though. I don't know if it's something else that keeps causing this silence or what with that. Go. Just getting those two bleeds, even one of them proc twice, but just getting those helps a lot with killing these mobs, especially as they try to silence me. So I'm going to use my debuff remover again. That time it did remove it. It should remove up to 135. At least I thought I used it twice and it didn't end up removing it, but I don't know for sure. So I need to explore the gloom waters, which I'm guessing is inside here, which this is the gloom waters. Should be a glimmering brazier somewhere. There it is. I was kind of curious if this would be one of the instances, because I know I haven't explored all of them yet. But there are still a few, whatever content we're in, Minas Morgul instances. So there's the House of Lamentation. That sounds like, oh, that's Barn near Nath. That's somewhere else. Okay, I should actually. It looks like, up there in the middle of talking, but it looks like I am actually safe in this water. The water turned red and I assumed I needed to get out of it, but I'm actually safe here, so that's okay. And it's more exciting to be in red water than clear water, like it's turning. So it looks like that quest is just done in that whole quest chain. I got one of those Mordor treasure things. Hey Q, Gabriella, and you said there is never a lack of things to do even at level 130 like any good RPG. Yes, that is true. LOTRO keeps you very busy in a good way, but at least for me, just because I like to play a lot of vaults, sometimes it's too busy trying to keep up with a bunch of characters, but it is good that there are a lot of things to do and a lot of different things you can do. Before they silence me, I'm going to try to get a couple of my AoE dots so I can get running a little bit. Oops, nope, messed that up. I tried to get the reset Gambit Mastery. Oh, I meant to try to use Surety of Death there. Somehow I haven't been silenced. These enemies were silencing me like crazy earlier, but now that seems to be fine. Okay, I do have Never Surrender up. And unfortunately, now I am silenced again. So Never Surrender probably will be proccing, and they're doing a bunch of inductions. I might have to use a potion here as well. I just can't do anything. I guess I could actually use my javelin skills and do some other things while waiting for the silence to go away. It's not like I have to actually sit there doing nothing the whole time. I was trying to use an AoE Fist Gambit as why, but I could have used, like my regular Gambit builders could have used some. Actually don't know if I could have built a bleed, but just some things like that. Hey Aaron, and you said it's a character level, the amount of content in this game can be overwhelming. Yeah, it's definitely true. For somebody wanting to just explore the world of Middle Earth and go through all the quests, though, it really gives them a lot to do, and I think, again, in a good way, but definitely can be overwhelming if you're trying to, like, feel like you're progressing in their 130 levels worth of content. There's actually even more content than 130 levels worth of content, because there are a few updates in areas where either the actual update didn't increase the level cap, or there's some zones that have been added that have content for just one level. Kind of a random one off the top of my head that's easy to think of is Wildermore. That one is, I think I should be getting my Koloss something or other component here. Probably the Warden of Death. I think this guy actually needs me to use Recklessness just to... He has a lot of morale, it seems like, even for a signature. Yeah, all of the content in LOTRO, I think, is in a good way. Because, of course, a game with a lot of things to do and a lot of areas, at least with The Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth with LOTRO, is good. Hey, the Master X-Man, and you asked how big is my kin. I am actually not too sure, because even though I have been in the kin for a couple weeks, I think it is relatively small, though. Not very big. Oops. That was a very bad combination that ended up in me using the boot. Here is another Warden. I saw Famine, so I was like, Warman, combining the Warden and Famine part, but he is the Warden of Famine. And he had a lot of morale, but somehow I got him down to 110k very quick. I don't know if I got a good crit. I know some of my skills can get critting about for 100k now, which is unusual for a Warden. Which, kind of a random note on that, I was playing my level 120 Runekeeper. Oops, I have very low morale. I was playing my level 120 Runekeeper. I don't remember if it was for a specific thing. What was I doing? I was in Veils of Anduin. I thought I was doing something specific on him. Oh, it was my yellow Runekeeper. Probably during a point of my yellow Runekeeper guides and my Runekeeper 7 tips guide, but the point is he was doing like 100k crits at level 120. I was just thinking if he had all of his trait points and his virtues and gear better and just higher level in general. Mirthless End. Meet Dornatch. So I actually have to summon him. Probably was already where I needed to go with this quest, unless this is back in the tower. Okay, it looks like it's going to be back in the tower. So Aaron, you haven't played since Rohan, but you all have friends that still play. Maybe one day he'll get new computers. That is a long time. Rohan was quite a while ago. I guess I don't need to repair him. I'm used to just going to vendors and repairing, but before I even turn in that quest, so he's just a provisioner. The healer vendors are the ones that sell potions, now that I actually thought about it. But yeah, hopefully you'll be able to play LOTRO again. And yeah, Rohan was a long time ago. There are probably a lot of changes to the game since then, since you all have played. Lose some morale. I know it's lower item level. I don't think I will actually take that ring, but as always with this gear, I think it's worth the quick look at least. So I will find my handy thing. Maybe. There we go. And it looks like the next quest, so this is the usual quest I get at the start of a circle, and it looks like the quests are level 129, so we're catching up a little bit. We're getting close to at least the level 130 content, it seems like. It's kind of interesting because this character did a lot of the questing during the double XP weekend, so he got an advantage on the levels there, but looks like the other quest I got was still 128. But as far as like the progression through Minas Morgul, it's kind of interesting because the start of Minas Morgul, I think it was about level 125 till I actually got to the Minas Morgul city, the actual city here. So I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it was like level 125 to get to the Minas Morgul city, and then once you get to Minas Morgul here, there are just so many quests. And once again, I think that's actually in a good way, but now the quests are actually catching up. It looks like it's supposed to get you till near 130, and even outside of that, this is why I was opening the map actually. Oh, actually I went to Minas Morgul. Bar near Nath and Thuringwath, there are actually a whole quest sets there. As far as I know, that's like the last area to get level 130. And hey, Dan's Adventures, and then Rationalistic, you had a question. You started a hunter and it's been years since you played. Go ahead and sell here. While I am answering your question, I'm going to do my legendary item stuff. I have to reforge and deconstruct these, then just sell some things, but you asked if fate is important. Fate is not important, especially while leveling a hunter, but fate does provide some things. So if you're considering it, a lot of gear you'll be getting and a lot of gear you want will have agility and vitality as the main things. And then it will usually have some other stuff, especially if it's like a purple or even teal piece of gear. It'll have other stuff like secondary stats, so you have the defensive ones, so mitigation, resistance, evade rating, those are kind of common. I'm just looking at my pieces of gear. There's like finesse, critical rating, there's the offensive ones, physical mastery. And you will run into pieces of gear with fate, but it's more of a secondary stat. But it's not something you really want to seek out, at least. And then you said you have a level 6 armor piece with agility and another with vitality plus fate. In general, my light is actually, it went off, but it's actually flickering again. But anyway, at level 6, it won't matter too much overall, to be honest, but in general, one with a lot of agility would be better than one with vitality and fate. But you also have to think if you're surviving well, or not surviving well, you're taking a ton of damage and dying. What am I doing? I need to deconstruct. That is what I am looking for. If you do need a survivability boost, the one with the vitality for that could be better, but I would probably recommend an agility piece over vitality and fate unless you actually need the vitality and want to take it just for the fate. I have a lot of boxes to open. Banquet, decoration, selection box. Okay, so that's not something I need. I think that was from a Hobbit daily, the silver or gold gift box type thing. And one thing, I actually didn't talk about this during the stream, but I have done a little bit of stuff on Loueyden, like off stream, most of it's actually been on recording, but it's kind of weird because this character was a Let's Play character where I was going through the content and doing nothing, basically nothing outside of the actual videos. So it's a little bit weird, and just thought I'd give the update that I ran some featured instances. I actually already talked about that, but that just means I've got to more stuff. I've got to more scrolls of empowerment from the featured instances. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the stuff you see in the inventory that I have gotten. I sent all my stuff from a lot of my other characters. So it's pretty crazy how much stuff he has. Like all these potions, I didn't get all of these on this character. Actually, it looks like 25 of the rejuvenation potions are bound to Loueyden. Not sure how I got all those. That's a crazy amount of rejuvenation potions because I don't really buy this stuff from the store, so I just accumulate it from like the Hobbit gifts and things like that, the leveling gift boxes and all those sort of things you just get handed to you. But yeah, so rationalistic, yeah, you said agility, yeah, fate, we already talked about that a little bit, but yeah, fate is okay as a secondary stat, but not something you want to seek out. And I have to find out again where I actually exit this tower. So I'm actually going to go down, and as I mentioned earlier in the stream, if anybody wasn't here, I don't plan to be going as long today. It looks like we're already getting close to an hour, so I'll probably look at this Kolos stuff and then be ready to wrap up. I think I might not quite start the Circle of Death, so we'll do whatever we can to fill up maybe 15-20 minutes or so and see from there, just because I do have to get some stuff done and I am really tired. It's only 8:30 where I am, but I'm already just about ready for bed. But because I didn't get to it before the stream, I have to actually finish something up that's going to be fairly quick, but I have to get some homework turned in on time, preferably. So I need to go this way, but as I have tried quite a few times on this character, anytime I try to jump down something like this, I die by misadventure. But where is the fun in LOTRO without misadventure is what I am thinking right now. So let's try it. And all I came away with was a broken leg, so I consider that a successful fall, even though I will be slowed for however many seconds, a minute, so 60 seconds, but that's okay, we can get down here. In rationalistic, you asked if I used a plugin to merge my bags, and I did not. You can with the default UI. There is an edit mode at the... Now I die by misadventure just by jumping off that. That was a really bad jump then. That was, like, to me, less of a jump than the first one I tried when I was thinking it was a big deal. And I really don't know why I'm going on my war steed, because all we're doing is going right here. But yeah, with the default UI, there's that edit mode at the top left of the bag, and you can drag all these slots from your bags to one bag and just have them all in there, so it's pretty nice. And Aaron, it took me a while to get to your message, but you said you were on the Arkenstone server, and that's actually the server I am on. Let's go ahead and sort my UI. Yeah, rationalistic, you said you have a level 70 roomkeeper. I'm kind of going with chat in a backwards order, but you said you have a level 70 roomkeeper and you want to make a newbie because it's been too long. And yeah, low level LOTRO to me is really fun, and I think I of course play a ton of alts because I like doing that content and just having variety with what class I'm playing. Even if I have a few classes that I prefer, I like variety of playing some different ones. I was going to try to kill this orc, but that's going to take too long. Always want to go left there, and I don't know, whenever I enter these towers I just want to go left, but the actual exit is right here. Maybe. And then it is this floor, this circle, that I need to go to the Kolos place and see about adding the components. So I have heard with these components with the Kolos quest that I'm doing that I get knocked off my war state super quick. We can kill these enemies, they'll be annoying me, so might as well let them annoy me while they're dying in the meantime. I actually should switch to yellow line just for running around this so I can pull enemies. Especially if I run into a chest like this, the yellow line's good for that. It has been, I did most of this content in the yellow line, but I think lately I've just been getting more melee range in this character's gear relative to his level, and content he's doing has been somewhat more outdated. So I think another thing I did, I had 100 something mithril coins, now I have less than 100 mithril coins, but I did get the third trait slot just because I like playing all three specs on the Warden and thought it was definitely worth it to have the blue line available when I needed it without having to respec every time. And something already pulled me, but I have no idea what, so I can just start pulling some enemies, and there are a couple chests I see that I want. It's kind of odd, I switched to range stance for range resounding challenge, and then I use melee gambits, while as in melee stands for when I wanted to be ranged, but that is okay. So Nathan, you said you always wanted to make a Warden, but you find the gambit system a little intimidating. There's not much arguing with it being intimidating. I find it fun, but it definitely takes a little bit to get used to. If you are really interested in the Warden and maybe even like the idea of the gambit system, you could make one. It would take a little bit to get used to, but I think it is fun once you get used to it. If you don't think you like the system at all, then that's kind of unfortunate. The Warden might not end up being a class for you. That's kind of unfortunate. Some people might like the class fantasy of being a Warden, but then not like the gambit system. Even if they understand it and get it, they just might not like that style of combat, which is okay, but kind of limits the class because it's a very unique system with the gambits and all that's going around with them. So I think with all of these I can add a component. So that quest is ready to advance. And then as far as I know, I guess it's actually completely ready to advance. As I mentioned, I thought there was actually another component I needed on all of these, but that might not be the case. We'll see. I'm not getting another quest. You hear unlocking sound, okay. So there we go, got in, and that is actually done. So I think I will. This is the Raz Dagalur. Enter further into Raz Dagalur, the Fiend House. I think that's actually, I've heard it pronounced both ways. Find and Fiend. Okay, don't know what he's doing behind that gate, but I think that white is aggro to me. It looks like this is it. I was kind of trying to explore a little bit. Actually, I'm in the yellow line. I should stay in the range stance. Hold up, we're going to run around and not let them hit us for a little bit. And I'll try at least to use some better gambits. There we go. Oh, I have to defeat another one. It is okay. I would have switched to red line just because I think this type of thing would go by a little bit faster in red line, even though in the yellow line I don't do like bad damage, especially there's some actually good burst damage and upfront damage. It looks like I'm actually also getting a couple signatures and bad. Okay, bad damage over time effects. or bad debuffs. I have, if I can open my inventory while I do this, being in the blue line right now is definitely not a good thing. I have all these potions I can use for power. I can't really do much without power though. I might have to use a rejuvenation potion. Yeah, nope, I didn't even last long enough to try the rejuvenation potion. But this time I will actually do a little bit better. We'll go back up there and I will do a better job about looking at my debuffs and paying attention to that. And rationalistic, I don't think I ever got to talking about your message about the community, and that is true. LOTRO does have a really good community. Pretty much everyone is nice. Alright, make sure I'm going the right way this time and we'll get back there pretty quickly. There's my damage buff. And yeah, the Warden is definitely very good for solo. I didn't really showcase that with that fight. That was pretty crazy with the signatures and just all those debuffs, the one that drains the power. And if I remove those quickly with my first aid skill, it's not as much of a problem. Also, if I actually had potions, I don't have potions, as I've talked about quite a bit during this stream. If I had the potions, I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, this, I just wanted to loot those 2 chests and now I can go in. But if I had like the disease removal potions, that would help with that particular fight as well. Kind of reminds me, there's a lot of stuff in Minas Morgul where specifically diseases drain power. I think this is the one I need to go to the right on. Diseases drain power, but they drain a lot of power. There's some old content where like diseases draining power is just a common thing in LOTRO, but just seems to be even more well, just more in Minas Morgul. There's a chest back here that I want to loot. For some reason the chests are super exciting in Minas Morgul for me, and I don't know why they're more exciting than anywhere else. I know Minas Morgul itself is fairly new to me, but the chests are just exciting, except, well, this actually wasn't from the chest. The chest gave me something properly leveled, but for some reason you randomly get a bunch of Westamnet Scholar mats in Minas Morgul, and I have no idea why. I only have this one here because I actually already got rid of the other ones I had. I think we're getting close to where I need to be. Actually, we're not. It's a pretty long circle. I guess that's the thing. When I was doing this questing here, it was such a long circle to get around. That's kind of why it took me forever with Circle of Sorrow, besides all I had to do in the meantime. I'm getting you up, see all that damage going over my head. That's because I keep going like in and out of the range of the shade. So I keep going in and out of their aura, so each time I go in and out, it damages me. Here it is. Almost passed it up. I'm actually wondering if I should go. Oh, I can't do that in combat. Well, actually, I can go in here in combat. But I was wondering if I should actually go into tank spec just to be a little bit more safe, because I don't want to have to run back again. It is going to be a little bit slower, but we'll go for safety first right now. I don't think it'll be too much slower. I can also get these power potions. I actually want to use these power potions just to get them out of my inventory. Would rather get the tiniest use out of them than just straight up destroying them. And I really think this is something I could handle in a DPS spec and even killing the enemies. It's just because I had the issues with the diseases last time, and I got one there, tried to remove it, but then I got stunned. But just because of that issue, I thought it would be safer to go blue line. And that's actually the whole reason to have blue line on the Warden. Really, they can tank some easier content. I mentioned I've done featured instances. I tanked the 3-man. School at Theomirdain was the recent one. That's of course easy content. But just kind of wanted to point that out. So I don't know honestly what I got from doing this instance, but I did it. I don't know if you can do it daily if you get anything. Again, I was just doing all those Kolos quests and I didn't know where it led here. I just want to make sure there's nothing I'm missing actually inside here. It's a kind of neat room. These look like tombs. I wonder if that's where they came out of. Those are probably the Kolos components. There's a purple one and then a green one over here. A red one on the right and then a yellow one on the left. I'm guessing those are the Kolos things, but we only killed 3 enemies, I think, as far as I know. But that looks like it is done. It was pretty interesting collecting those things and going in there. Yeah, there's red, purple, yellow, and green. But I don't know as far as what I got actually in there. If I actually did get anything, it looks like I just kind of got it complete, which is okay. That's all it was, but it just makes me feel like I'm missing something because it doesn't seem like there's more to it. But as far as this stream goes, unfortunately, I think it is time to wrap it up. I know it's shorter than my usual stream, but as I've mentioned a few times now, and at the beginning, I was planning on it being shorter, and this is actually a really good point for me to wrap it up, I think, because I'm ready, actually ready to get really questing, and I have the Circle of Death quest. I'm ready for the Circle of Death, even though I did start it a little bit. That was kind of the point today. So I think I will return to Bree because that is where, for when I come back on Loueyden, I can get his stuff that I need. And as far as this stream goes, I was really happy to get back settling in with the questing with Minas Morgul. Again, it's been so long since I've done it, really unintentionally, that it's been long. It's not like it's because I'm disliking it. It's kind of the opposite. I'm really liking it. I think the questing here is really fun, and at least the solo instances, even if there's something about the instances I don't like. So the Filth Well is just, it's a bunch of filth, so it's gross because of that. The Deep Barrows is annoying because of all the traps. I have to go through it kind of slow and carefully because of that. Halls of Blacklore is pretty quick. That one's actually pretty fun. It's mainly boss fights with NPCs just giving you insane buffs and heals and stuff, so that one's pretty fun because of that, and easy. And you actually get 3 bosses, so you get to loot 3 chests from that. The Harrowing of Morgul, as far as the normal instances go, that's probably the easiest, and besides Halls of Blacklore, I mean, probably the easiest and quickest one for me to run through. But anyway, yeah, that's just with the solo instances that I am enjoying those, but I haven't done the group content. But in general, I'm just really enjoying the Minas Morgul content, so happy to be back questing was, I think, the point of that and where I got started with that. But otherwise, that will be it for today's stream. Tomorrow I will have a video. I don't know entirely what it is because I still have to actually render and upload it. But hopefully that'll be up around 12 p.m., 1 p.m., at least LOTRO server time. And I will not be able to stream tomorrow, Tuesdays. I think in general I just won't be able to stream in the future, but yeah, that's just a very brief outlook. And one thing I do want to mention really quick is the War of the Three Peaks Update 28. The beta for that should be coming somewhat soon. Hopefully this week. It was actually delayed. It was supposed to, or at least intended to be last week. So I think they've pushed it back to this week. So hopefully it's actually ready. And by like Thursday, I think is the usual day, we could jump into that and I'll have videos on that. And then we'll probably stream it Thursday or Friday or whenever, if it is up. But otherwise, that's just the brief outlook for the future. And as far as this stream goes, even though it was shorter, I hope you all enjoyed it and hope you all enjoyed watching us go through the Minas Morgul content and get back with questing on that. But if you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing for more. And thanks for joining and chatting and watching, everyone.